Scope creep. I'm sure it's one of the things that every single indie developer has encountered while working on games. There's always one more game mode, one more feature, one more, ooh, this would be really cool if. But if you do that, then you end up, well, like most of my old projects, half finished ideas running in a half finished custom engine. With my current project, I decided to rein it in a little bit, taking lessons I've learned from my professional career and applying it to my game. I'm Ryan, and my music-driven arcade game Oscillon is finally close enough to being done that I've been able to stop building it and start trying to break it. In development, we call this a feature lock. It's when you refuse to add any new features into a game and only work on polishing what you already have in there. This is a good time to sit down and really test through every single feature, make sure everything works, and try to make sure you catch any big bugs before you release it out to the public. It's one of the more unglamorous parts of development in general, and especially in indie games, it's easy to leave this part until too late, which can let you ship with kind of a buggy mess. If you've spent any time in the development world, you've most likely encountered the dreaded, oh, but it works on my machine bug. It seems like the software gremlins like to wait until you leave your perfect dev environment before they actually start showing up. So while testing Oscillon, I have been going through every single device I've got. And then purely for testing, I got myself a Steam Deck. Oh, wait, nope. Okay, yeah, there we go. Testing out across all these different systems has certainly helped shake the bugs loose faster than if I had just stuck with my own one device. The real test, of course, is going to be once it's out in the wild. Since this is the first time I am finishing and releasing a game, one of the things I've never actually had to do before was achievements. Thankfully, Steam's API is pretty straightforward, so it was easy to put together a list and just start plugging in the hooks into my code. A few of my early achievement ideas were kind of grindy and not in a fun way, so I did have to go through and kind of edit down my list. I want the achievements to strike a good balance between fun and challenging. I want to respect the time of anyone who does pick up Oscillon and want to play it. I want the achievements to be a fun goal to go after. As I dug deeper into the achievements and realized that the code wasn't really going to be that difficult, it plugged pretty neatly in with the framework I had established. The real challenge for me was going to be the art side of things. When it comes to my skill set as a developer, my 2D abilities is probably the weakest of my skills. So that became a problem when building out achievement icons. Everything that you see in Oscillon is actually generated in Engine. They're not external PNG files are created in Photoshop. In essence, they're really polished up programmer art, which works great because it let me be able to play and prototype through the images way faster this way, and it was a bit more performant, kept file sizes down. But then I needed a bunch of achievement icons, and it was all kind of locked away inside of my engine. So I did have to take the time and brush up on my Photoshop skills. Thankfully, this wasn't too difficult. I was able to slowly recreate all the main elements that you see in Oscillon, set up different layers, and then just work through the list one by one, creating all the different achievement icons that I would need. I'm happy with how all the icons turned out. I learned a lot, and it was fun to kind of get back into Photoshop and brush up on a skill that I haven't really used in years at this point. And aside from a few misspellings when I was setting up the API side, the achievements all fired and are good to go. Old school arcade games were definitely one of the biggest sources of inspiration while putting together Oscillon. To bring that all together, I was missing only one thing: a high scoreboard. Now, I was fairly young when arcade games were still a thing, and I lacked the skill and the quarters to set my own high scores. However, as of right now, I am the reigning champion of Oscillon. At least for the moment. I look forward to someone trying to knock me off the top. If you can. Steam actually has leaderboard support built right into its API, which in theory makes it really easy to plug into your existing projects. At least that's the theory. In reality, I ended up having to fight with it way longer than I thought I would have to, until suddenly it just started working. For no reason, no idea what happened. So I quickly stopped touching any code related to the leaderboards and stepped away from the keyboard, and it has been working ever since. One last minute addition that I made was simply just add a toggle to allow people to not see the leaderboard at all. Not everyone's interested in chasing the high score, and some people may just find it annoying to see the scores over there. So this little toggle just lets you play the game however you're comfortable with. Feature lock and testing has been going really well. Barring some major game-breaking bug that I haven't discovered yet, I don't really see any reason to delay. So I am excited to announce that Oscillon will release July 16th. This should allow me more than enough wiggle room to finish up my own testing, to finish up the Steam review process, to shore up my high score. I want to be honest about what this means to me. July 16th is the day where I finally finish one of my games, after countless false starts and failed prototypes and everything in between. If Oscillon sells well, if enough people buy it, if enough of you tell your friends to go out and buy it, this could actually lead to me doing this full time, which is something that I have been wanting to do basically my entire life. Right now, Oscillon sits at 25 wish lists, which is awesome. I came into this with no audience and no connections really, so getting to that point, I'm excited about. I would like to try to push that number a little bit higher before release. Every single wish list matters more than you think. Steam kind of builds off of momentum on that, especially for first day sales, and will tend to promote games that have a higher wishlist count. So if Oscillon looks like something that you might be interested in playing, or if you just want to try to take my high score away from me, then go wishlist Oscillon. And help me out, send this to a friend, see if we can get the word out a little bit more. To everyone who's already wishlist, thank you so much. It means so much to me to see anybody taking an interest in my game. And if you want to follow the road to release, or even just to find out what I'm going to be doing next, then hit the subscribe button and stick around. And thank you for watching.